What's up? So if you was ever wondering how to build a simple modal using VueJS, then wonder no more. Let's get developing. Alright, before we get into the meat of the video, which is creating a modal using VueJS, I want to first let you know that this is a continuation from the VueJS beginning to the end video introduction that I've gave. And if you haven't watched that one, I would seriously suggest that you watch that one first. And it should be a card coming up in the right hand side of your screen before you watch this video, because it's in correlation to a challenge in which I've given you using the techniques that I went over in that video. So, and another thing, since this is being recorded over Memorial Day weekend, I was thinking to do a type of Memorial Day thing while I was at it. So honoring our men and women of the United States military, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. And I just want to do a little Memorial Day thing while I was at it. So this is what we're going to be creating in this video. So you have a man looking up into the sky, and you have a button which says show info. So let's see what this man is looking at. And then you have a Army paratrooper coming down with the Army flag attached to his parachute. So this is the modal that we're going to be creating in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open up your code editors. Okay, so as you can tell, I already have my files and folders already set up. And if you look inside the images folder, I have 2 images already inside that folder also. And you can grab these images from unsplash.com, or you can go to my GitHub page and get the images from there. But go ahead and open up the index file, and we're gonna go ahead and scaffold out our index.html. We're gonna go ahead and link up to our style sheet. And we're gonna give the title as Memorial Day modal. Okay. So inside the body tab, at the bottom, we're gonna go ahead and set up our script. Link to our script.js file. Or app.js file, sorry about that. And then as usual, we're gonna need to go and get the script file from VueJS.org. So we're gonna get the first script tab, going back to our code, and right above where we all linked our script to, we're gonna link the VueJS script. Alright, so now let's set up our modal. We're going to create a div with the class of modal. We're going to give a class of wrapper. And then inside this wrapper class, we're going to create a button. And this button is going to say view info. Then we're going to come down and then create a div with the modal wrapper, class of modal wrapper. And inside this div, we're gonna go ahead and link our image. Which is gonna be in the images folder, and the paratrooper .jpg. We don't need the alt. And then we're gonna create a way to close the modal after we're done. So let's create an anchor tag. We're gonna set the href to just pound because we don't want it to go anywhere. And then we're gonna do an HTML code and times just for a little X to close the modal when we're finished. So if we save this, and then we open this up, I'm just use go live for now. Now I'm just go ahead and open it up with our live server. And instead of Safari, we're gonna go ahead and open this up inside of our Chrome. And we have a humongous image of our paratrooper, and the X at the bottom with our view info button at the top. So let's go ahead and style this up, make it look a little bit better. So if we open our code back up and we open up the styles.css file, we're gonna, first of all, what I like to do is create a reset, which I'm gonna reset the margin to 0 and the pattern to 0. Then I'm gonna give box sizing the value of border box. Okay, and now I'm gonna take our wrapper Well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and give the body a width of 100 VW, which is viewport width, and a height of 100 viewport height. And then I'm gonna set the overflow to hidden, just so it won't have no scroll. And now I'm gonna take I'm gonna go ahead and work with the modal so we can get rid of that problem with the image that we're having. We're gonna give it a width of 800 pixels. And a height of, we'll say 600 pixels. We're gonna let's see, give it a display of flex. And right now, let's go ahead and work with the image inside of the modal. It's modal image. We're gonna give it a let's see. We could just do this. Get an A. Let's go off okay, so what we want to do is we want to make it so that it has a background, a dark background, kind of muted out. We want the close button to be on the top right corner and the image to be in the center. So let's see. So instead of that, we want to do a position. We want to give it a width, first of all, of 100% and a height of 100%. And then we want to give it a background of RGBA, so we have an alpha in it, and we're going to set it to black with alpha of 0.3. And then we're going to put a position absolute. And we're going to set the top to 0 and left to 0. And with this we're going to have to set the body and give it a position of relative. Well, we really don't, because it's going, if it don't see another item with a position of absolute or relative, it'll just take the body and make the body position it along with the body element. So with that done, now we need to go ahead and address the image. I want to give the image a width of 800 pixels and a height of 600 pixels. And I'm going to position that. So I'm going to give it a margin of 10%, top and bottom, and then right, I want to go ahead and give it 20%. And then for the A, for the anchor tag, I want to increase the font size, we'll make it 1.8 rem, see what that looks like. And then we want to take the text decoration and change it to none to get rid of the underline. And then I want to set to the position to absolute. And then now I want to take this one and put it top of 10 pixels and a right of 10 pixels and see what that looks like. So if we save this now, actually I want to go ahead and give the link a different color, put it light gray, and now we're going to save it. And let's check out what it's looking like now. Don't look like it's doing anything, does it? Let's check out the console. Ah, you see why? Because we named it Modal Wrapper. So let's try this. Alright, so there we go. Now it's looking a little bit better. We have the modal in the center of the page. Our close buttons on the top right corner. So let's go ahead and increase the height a little more, 2.5. Let's do 2.3. There we go. And let's take it away from the corner a little bit more. Alright, so there you go. We got that done and taken care of. But now we can't click the view information button. And plus we don't have our other background over there. So let's take care of that. So now that we got that in place, we can go ahead and give it a display of none. And then let's go ahead and take care of our wrapper. Okay, with our wrapper, we want to give a background to it. So we're going to go ahead and set background image URL. And it's in the images folder and man staring .jpg. And actually that has to be within quotes. So now let's set some properties of the background. And we want to set it to cover, so it takes up the whole screen. And then with the button, let's give it a width of 100 pixels. Let's do 50 pixels and a height of 50 pixels. Let's give it a pattern of 1. Let's do 1.8 round, top and bottom. And let's not do that much. Let's go 0.85 rim, top and bottom, and maybe 0.5 left and right. Let's give it a background color. I had the last one, I think, with this light blue right here. So let's do that. And then set the color of the text to that light gray color. And let's see what that looks like. Alright, so now we see what we need to do. We need to give the wrapper width and the height. So let's do 100% height over 100%. And let's go ahead and adjust the pattern for the button. Let's do 1.8 like we wanted to do, and maybe 1.2. Still a little bit too small, and our image is not showing up correctly. So let's do this. Background position, top, and let's set the width of 150 pixels, height of 50, and then let's give it a border radius of 5 pixels. Now let's see what that looks like. Okay, so we're coming along, but then we gotta do a little bit more work with the image. So we got the background image with the URL, got the background size to cover. And there we have it. Alright, so now let's go ahead and position the button where we want it to be. Let's give it a font size of 1.8 round as well while we're at it. So let's move it with margin. Let me see, let's do top bottom 80%, and then let's move it over to the left 60%. See what happens. Oh, it must be a little bit too far down. Let's go with 50. Alright, let's try 40, 30, and then let's move it over. See what that looks like. Alright, so we're getting closer. Let's move it back over. Let's say 55. Alright, so that's looking close to where we have it. let's see, 120. And let's do text align in the center. Let's give it a bigger pattern or less pattern. Let's do 0.85. Alright. So one round, and let's do one round for that. Because it's our top and bottom, we need to move up. Alright, now that's looking like it's in the center to me. So now that we got that set up, let's go ahead and work on the modal part of it, getting the modal to work. So now we need to go and open up our JavaScript file, app.js. And since we introduced Vue into our script, what we need to do is just create a variable. We're going to call it app, and we're going to set it to a new Vue instance, which is going to take a object. And then what we need to do is grab the element that we want to control with Vue, and that element is this element. We're calling with the ID of app. So right here, we're gonna just get ID of app, and now we want to include some arguments down here, some data, and which is an object. And what we want to create is an object to determine whether something is true or whether something is false. So we want to know whether or not the modal is showing or not showing. So let's create a variable called showing, and we're gonna make this a Boolean variable, but we're gonna give it false initially. Okay, so now we need to add some methods so we can switch between showing being false and true. So let's make methods area, and it's an object, and let's create a method called toggle show or toggle showing, because that's essentially what we're doing. And then in order to grab hold of a variable inside our data from another method is we're gonna have to use this. So we want to change this dot showing. We want to make it equal to the reverse of whatever it is at the moment. So we can do that with the not operator, not just showing. So whenever this method gets called, it's gonna change the value of showing from false to true, and if it's true, it's gonna change it from true to false. So let's save that. Okay, so going back to our code, we know that we gave the modal wrapper display of none here in our CSS. So let's go ahead and make some helper utility classes down here. And let's make one to show, and we want a class of hide. Now in our hide method, we want to just say display none. And in our show method, we want to just say display of block. So let's save that. Now back in our index.html file, we need to make this button info have a way to call the method that we introduced down here in our JS file. And how we do that is we go on click V on click, and we're going to set that equal to toggle showing. And we can also do the same thing for the anchor tag. So V on click equals toggle showing. But there's one thing. So we want the class of showing or hide to be toggled on and off on the modal wrapper. So we can do that by binding to the class of toggle and showing. We can bind to the class, and with Vue you can use JavaScript within your HTML file by using the curly brackets. And so we're going to say if showing is false, we want to do one thing, and if it's true, we want to do another thing. So if showing equals, if it equals true, we want to have the class of showing or show. If not, we want to have a class of hide. Let's see something here. There we go. We still have to put it inside of quotes. So if we save this, it looks like we have a error. That's because my fault. You don't need the curly braces to show JavaScript within the class. So now, if we were to hit this view info button, we got the pop-up, the modal showing. And if we hit the X, the modal is gone again. So there you have it, folks. How you set up a simple modal using VueJS. Okay, so now you should be comfortable with creating a simple view in VueJS, and not only just comfortable with creating a modal, you should be getting comfortable with all the directives and using data within VueJS as well. But if you like this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video. And if you have any questions or just want to say hi, leave me all your messages and comments in the comments section below. And if this is your first time watching a video of mine, go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell right beside it. And you always be notified when another video comes around. But until next time, keep developing.